But unfortunately, Sean, in movie cinema history, we always repeat ourselves. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. Let's get it. Talking about reboots, reshoots, redos, redones, redids, rehash, reboot, reboot, babaloo, booba, reboots. The Crow is coming, everybody. So the Crow reboot's coming. Now, this is one of those things that I heard about it a while ago, and I didn't hear anything else about it. Well, apparently it's done shooting. It's all done, but they've been looking for distribution for a long time. It's just been sitting there because everyone's been scared about this project, I guess. Maybe it's been doomed from the get-go, but maybe it's great. No one's really saying shit, but it went through the festival market, and apparently people were all about it. Lionsgate picked it up now, finally. After an 8-figure deal they paid for domestic rights for this. 8-figure deal to get The Crow. And it's got a great cast, and it's like, I'm surprised they didn't touch on it tonight. I got Bill Skarsgård in here. We got Skarsgård in here. Of course, it's going to be good. You know, freaking It himself coming in, Pennywise himself playing the part of the Crow.
Do you know the budget at all?
I'm not sure what the budget was actually. Let's get Sabrina to look it up. Yeah, the budget itself, but Rupert Sanders directed this, and it, of course, like it originally debuted in the 1980s, and of course the whole thing went down. It's so sad. Like, again, we talk about gun safety on set. The fact that Brandon Lee died. Yeah, that he died this way just because of a blank going off.
Got the Alec Baldwin treatment.
Yeah, I know.
There it is.
50 million.
50 million.
You knew it was coming, Sean.
Not soon enough, Mike.
Not soon enough. But the director said, we are thrilled to bring a new adaptation for today's audiences that respects the legacy. Rupert has masterfully brought new dimensions to create a contemporary universe for the timeless saga of underlying love. And we can't wait to share the vision with film audiences. Actually, that was Lionsgate. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's like to bring this forward. I mean, of course, we can't forget about the past. Again, we're talking about, but like, do we have to touch upon this? A man lost his life. Maybe it'll be cinematic fucking magic all over the walls. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the most fantastic thing ever. And Bill does a great job playing characters like this. He's a really good character actor, really kooky, weird. What Skarsgård isn't, but you know, I don't know. Like, Sabrina, what do you think? You hear about this? Are you surprised they made this? I mean, it's kind of sleeper cell because no one really was talking about it until the bidding war apparently went around for the rights to actually distribute it. It doesn't come out till next year, so we got some time still.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But considering what happened with Brandon Lee, like I don't know why they would feel the need to come back to this. However, I mean, you couldn't have got a better person to play him. You know, I feel like that's kind of positive. And then also, like, if you're playing homage, I guess, to the comics and like giving respect where it's due and like building upon the legacy, like if it's done right, it could be, you know, okay. Every time I hear anything about that movie, I just think about Brandon Lee passing, and it just seems like it's not something that I like to think about because it's a horrible accident that happened in Hollywood that you know was a horrible result. And I could see why it has taken so long for them to find distribution. Let's put it that way. Thanks, yeah, Kevin. Absolutely, Kevin. That's what I mean. Like, why, you know, to touch it on that, especially after what happened, seems odd. But, you know, Bill Skarsgård, I do believe is a good choice. And, you know, if Lionsgate made such a big deal, like they must think it's a good product. So it might be worth seeing. It just, I mean, for me, like when I heard that they were trying to redo it, I was like, oh, it kind of made me cringe. Like, just leave it alone, leave that legacy. But maybe now, you know, what will be associated with The Crow won't be, you know, Brandon Lee's unfortunate accident that happened. It'll be something else. So I don't know. I'm torn.
I mean, hopefully they honor him in a lot of ways too. Hopefully the movie's dedicated to him at least, you know, after everything. But it's just, I'm just kind of surprised, but I'm not. You know, we talk about this stuff all the time that Hollywood's always looking for reboots. 8 figures kind of surprised me more than anything that they paid 8 figures for it. But what do you think, Mike? Do you think this is gonna be a great thing for Crow to actually have a reboot with Bill taking the reins, or do you think they should have left this back in the 90s because of like all the drama and the problems and the trauma that came from the movie?
I think it's got a great shot at being a good movie because honestly, I think that The Crow is a terrific property. I think that it spoke to America at the time that it came out. And I think that Sabrina's 100% right that there was kind of a Crow curse just because I think everybody was really bummed out about what happened to Brandon Lee. He was just starting out. He had a great career ahead of him.
Very talented.
Crow 2 was awesome too, like a great movie to watch with your girlfriend in her parents' basement, if that was your kind of thing.
That was your
Speaking
thing.
from
Well, it's
experience, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
I do think that it pushes multiple buttons though, right? Because it's kind of genre-esque. It's got a particular visual style, and it's action and it's romance, right? Like it's not really a mix that you always get, and it's definitely got an alternative vibe. I think that if the movie's good, we're gonna see more of it, and that doesn't bug me at all. I don't know what it would be as I don't know what it would be as a TV show if they brought it back like that. Because the character doesn't seem to, he's got too much mystery, too much mystique to him to have an episodic thing unless they focus on some other group. But you know, it could be more movies. I got fingers crossed. All the Skarsgårds are good. Bring it on.
Yeah, they're great. That's why I'm like very positive about this too. But I was still like surprised that it was this far gone. It's this far done in the can. They've already debuted it and they're fighting for rights. Sean, do you feel the same way as Mike? Do you think that this is going to be a great thing for the legacy of The Crow? Do you think this is a good idea that bringing Bill in, or do you think this should have been left back in the 90s?
Honestly, like I think it makes sense to bring it back now at this point. You know, a lot of those properties, the fashion, whatever have you, like are hip with the kids now. So why the fuck not? Let's give them another crew. You know, when I first heard that the reboot was happening, you know, I was against it too, and then I went and saw it, and I said, no, this is great. This is fantastic, and Bill Skarsgård, you know, really did fucking work on that movie. So I'm excited to kind of see what their take is on it. There's a lot to pull from when you think about The Crow itself. A comic book hero as well. I will point that out there. If you didn't know that, I don't know the woman on that side, but I'm sure she's
Twigs.
wonderful. Great.
Maybe
but,
Edward
you know,
Scissorhands will make an appearance. He would
Edward
fit along in
Scissorhands
this
also an
universe too.
actress.
fit it right into the Burton verse, and no, you know, like yeah, it's good. It's a different kind of take. It's definitely a darker, you know, kind of hero, if you will, than what we kind of have right now. I'm still holding out hope for a Darkman reboot. You know, and with
I love
Raimi being so
Darkman.
hot,
Raimi, yeah.
maybe you know, maybe we get that too. But no, you know, it's already here. You know, it's coming.
Done.
Movies
Next year.
not much else to do except wait for it.
Yeah.
Let me. I don't get to ask questions as often on the show, but I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Get in there.
Is there a chance that what or why this got such a big price tag is because there are so few films left to like distribute at this point, because things are just either not being made, not being finished, whatever have you?
That's a good point. I honestly,
Could be.
Sean, probably you're probably right, because
eight figures is what, 90 million we're thinking? 20 million?
Well, no, it's anywhere between 10 and 99 million, right?
Yeah.
Is 8 figures. And the budget was 50 million. So
yeah.
Okay.
So maybe they paid 10, maybe they, you know what, who knows? But it could be what Sean's saying though, too. It's like, because honestly, there's not a lot of stuff that's done in the can, ready to go. And they could release this Lionsgate at any point next year and probably make some good money, because there's gonna be a lot of less movies in theaters next year than you think. So it's really, you're going to see that it's really going to affect theaters next year. God, they're probably freaking out right now, like Cinemark, AMC, all of them, Regal. They're probably all freaking out because
Nicole Kidman's going to have to cut another commercial, you know?
She's going. Well, they might not be able to pay her to do any more commercials after this. You know, they might have to like send her away. That's like one of the worst things at AMC. I mean, I get it. She's great,
the
but
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah.
We all come here. We love it. Oh my God, that's a terrible Nicole Kidman impression. You're welcome.
I like it. Drink.
You're welcome, America. You're welcome.
All you goths out there, all you emos, get out to the theaters and go see one of the originals, the guy that made it happen, who put kids in white face paint, who put Edward Scissorhands in your high school, because he's coming back to a silver screen near you.
Make it happen. But The Crow, everybody.
Next year.
Next year.
Not now.
Sean made a great point, but The Crow is going to be coming out next year. They haven't made an official announced date when. They just said 2024. This is done. It's in the can. It's happening. We're going to get us a reboot to this. Hopefully it's good, and I think we agree it probably will be. I mean, things can't be jinxed forever, and hopefully it pays a good homage to Lee's career and everything that he went through to make that movie come out and to make that something great. And it's a tragedy that we'll always remember in Hollywood, and hopefully that stuff stops. And, all we can do is have more fighting on set for protecting people and putting out precautions and actually being safe on set.